Hello again from Milk Street at Home. I'm J.M. Hirsch, the editorial director, and today we are going to be making blender cocktails, but not the way you think. No frozen margaritas will be harmed in the making of this video. Instead, we're going to use the blender to create a shortcut for one of the best ways to up your cocktail game. We are going to make an infused liquor, and then we're going to turn that into a pretty seriously amazing gin and tonic. So let's start with the infusion. Infused liquors aren't very complicated to make. Generally, it involves taking a liquor such as a gin or a vodka, you can also do bourbon, and steeping other ingredients in it, such as spices or herbs or even fruit. And the idea is to draw the flavor out of those ingredients and into the liquor. Then you strain that and you use that liquor to make a cocktail. The problem with this is it can take days, weeks, or even months to get the level of flavor that you really want in an infused liquor. That is, unless you reach for your blender. So instead of waiting for the flavor to seep out of those ingredients, we grind it out. And that means we get to do the same process in a matter of minutes. This is how it works. It's very simple. You take a liquor, you put it in, and you can do this a serving or two at a time. You can do it a bottle at a time if that's what you need. And you add the ingredients. You pulse it for about 10 seconds, just until the ingredients are ground up. You let it steep for about 2 minutes. You strain it out and you work on with your cocktail. Now you can do this with fresh ginger, you can do it with cinnamon sticks, you can do it with cardamom pods, you can do fresh herbs like thyme and rosemary, fruit like apples and berries. Today though, we are going to do a black pepper cardamom gin and tonic. It's very simple, you'll see. All we do, take our gin. So we're going to make one serving. So I'm going to go for 3 ounces of gin. And while you can just make the infused liquor on its own, it's also possible to do the whole cocktail, at least most of the cocktail, right in the blender. And you'll see what I mean. So we have 3 ounces of gin, and I'm going to put about 1/4 ounce of agave syrup. And I use this instead of simple syrup because, frankly, it's just easier. And it mixes just as well as simple syrup. I'm going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of whole black peppercorns and 1 green cardamom pod. I'm going to throw that in and blend it for about 10 seconds. You're not trying to puree it, you're just trying to grind things up because then we're going to strain the stuff out afterward. All right, so it's not much to look at, frankly, but you can tell that all the ingredients are ground up. Now we're going to let that steep for about 2 minutes is plenty. All right, now that we've infused our gin, we can make our cocktail. I'm going to start by prepping the glass. We're going to make this one in a coupe. Now I know that's a little unusual for a gin and tonic, but we're going to serve it over crushed ice. Now, if you're looking to buy yourself a toy to make better cocktails with, get yourself a Lewis bag. That's what this is. And this is one of the most therapeutic and effective, but therapeutic ways of making crushed ice. They usually come with a mallet. And just bash it. That should do it. They cost about 20 bucks online. So we're going to fill our coupe about halfway with crushed ice. That should do it. And then we're going to take our black pepper cardamom infused gin and we're going to strain it directly into our coupe glass. We don't need to stir it, we don't need to shake it or anything like that because it's already got the agave in it and that's all we're adding to this cocktail. We strain it through a mesh cocktail strainer. And what I like about this too is when you're working with like black pepper, you're getting some nice specks and flecks in there, it gives it a little bit of character to the cocktail. And then we're just going to top it off with just a splash of tonic water. You don't want a ton. The crushed ice are going to dilute it just a little bit. And that's it. That's how you do a speed infusion. Like I said, you can use any number of ingredients and you can enjoy a black pepper cardamom gin and tonic. Cheers.